is actually a rule in our Constitution, not a rule per se. It's Executive Order 10-925 that states that there should, which goes under Equal Opportunity Clause of the Civil Rights Act of 1964, which jurisdicts that there should be equal opportunity and equal treatment for all minorities, whether that be based off of ethnic backgrounds, gender, sexual orientation, mental health, as well as physical ability.
So since we never gave African Americans reparations, a lot of what people want to do, myself included, is allow for them to get like a point lower on the SAT or have a slightly lower GPA but still be able to get into a college. Not purely based on the fact that they're an African American, but because they were given less opportunities.
I'd say in all cases that's not exactly true. Although in some cases that might be true. The universities, they aren't offered anymore any incentives to reach a certain number of diversity. It used to be you reach a certain quota, you get a certain incentive, and that drove people to reach this diversity whether or not they had the correct qualifications. It became a matter of that it can't be based off a quota, it can't be based off an incentive. You just have to apply and allow for equal opportunity for everyone. So in some cases, sure, there might be people of ethnic minorities who are getting it without the same qualifications, but in other cases, I believe they're either equally or more qualified.
Yes, I think it allows people to break out of a bubble. I know I come from a very white town, and a lot of people come to college for new experiences, and those experiences are oftentimes like meeting new people that you wouldn't have met prior. It's a good chance to like break out of your bubble, and affirmative action would help like diversify campuses.
Diversity not only in ethnicity and physical mental capabilities, but diversity in thought provides challenging areas where you reach things like affirmative action with something that you can't answer with a simple yes or no response. It's something that challenges your way of thinking, your mode of thinking, why you believe what you believe, and it diversifies and increases your mode of thought, I guess. You're on a ladder, you're climbing up a rock.
Why does IU support affirmative action?
Because I think if we didn't have affirmative action for a lot of students and employees, they wouldn't be here, especially because affirmative action has helped a lot of underrepresented folks, even like myself. I'm sure that if affirmative action wasn't in place, one, I probably wouldn't have gotten into school, or two, gotten a job. And I think it evens out the field for everyone. In the sense of that once they're here, for students, a lot of them are first generation college students. So they almost feel like they're trying to fit in. And so we try to make them feel at home here and make them realize that we have this thing called the imposter syndrome. A lot of students feel like they don't belong and they feel like an imposter, that why am I here, you know? And so we try to make them not feel that way, that they have every right to be here. You know, they're just as smart as everybody else, and the only reason that it's been harder for them is financially, you know, because unfortunately a lot of these students are coming from financially not only underrepresented but also financially strapped situations. So recruitment, and then the big thing is retaining the students once they're here. So retention, we're here to help retain students and by providing services from, and we do a lot of it with in combination or in tandem with other offices. Like we offer tutoring on Tuesdays and Thursdays in writing and math. FAFSA comes around when you have to do your financial aid, your FAFSA, to do that. And a lot of them, just doing it the first time was tough. And so we try to help them keep doing that every year, So it's just making sure they have the services, because sometimes they're kind of like deer in headlights. They're not sure who to ask or where to go, and so we're trying to facilitate those. And the last thing is to advocate. We're here to advocate for them. We're 6% of the population here, Latinos, and so a lot of our students come from predominantly Latino communities, and so when they get here, they're like, I don't see anybody else like me here. So we try to reinforce that we're here. We may not be as big a population from where you came from, but we're here, and we're here to support you while you're here. I don't think it segregates. There are, I think it helps add to the diversity of this university and of their lives. If they're coming from predominantly white, upbringing, I think it's to their benefit to get to know all peoples of color or situations wherever. And vice versa too. A lot of our students coming from predominantly Latino, it's good for them to break out of their boxes and meet other people. I think that's the only way things in this world are ever going to hopefully be equal. Everyone can be on an equal footing, and I don't think it's segregated. I think it's offering opportunities for those who wouldn't otherwise be able to break out of the cycle of whatever that may be.
I think it's every college has opportunity to help underrepresented students, and not just in the superficial way that they do by having diversity clubs or things like that, but to actually make meaningful contributions to lifting up minorities that have been suppressed or disadvantaged for long periods of time.
It doesn't fall upon them to help underrepresented students, but it does fall upon them to bring diversity here on our campus, because if we don't have diversity here on campus, we don't have the same level of learning and challenging thought process as other universities. So I wouldn't think of it so much as helping others as I would think of it as creating a better learning environment.